Gabriel, who came off during the game.
So we're going to have a meeting this afternoon. We have done a training session. We have monitor and keep a few away from certain activities. And after that meeting, I would decide when is fit and available and who starts.
Because Gabriel's been on social media saying to the fans, "See you Wednesday."
I know they all want to play. Yes.
But we don't want to read too much into that.
No.
Okay. The FA Cup draw. Before we talk about United tomorrow night, United again. Some teams...
That's about draws, that you can get anybody. So we play at home. It's going to be a big match again. And it's a little bit the story of the last few seasons that in the third or fourth round we are playing already big opponents. But if you want to do what we've done historically at this club, at the end you have to beat the big teams to win it.
I think they've been warming the balls again because it's City, Salford, Liverpool, Accrington, Stanley, Chelsea, Morecambe, Tottenham, Tamworth. There's a bit of ball warming going on.
Is what it is. We accept it.
And this is United, of course, before then, a little sample of that game in January. And Ruben Amorim had a nice result in this, home at the weekend. What do you expect from him and this United side?
Well, obviously you can see his fingerprints in what he wants to do straight away. I think he's been very clear. He's been very successful. What he's done with the Sporting is remarkable after so many years. What we achieved there, especially in the way he did it and the way his teams have been playing. So it brings energy to a new club, to the players, new ideas, and that's always something positive. But we have to focus on what we have to do.
Revenge for the Europa League quarter-final?
Not revenge. In football, it's about another opportunity, and whether you have beat them or lose against any opponent at the end is another game. It's going to be very different to the past. We learned that. We played against the Sporting a few days ago, and it was very different to last 2 years ago, and that has no meaning.
You had a bit of a blip last December in terms of results. And you've had maybe a little blip, didn't you, end of October, beginning of November. After that blip in December, you went away, came back, and had a tremendous end of the season. Have you got your blip out of the way early this season? Well,
we hope that we have. Obviously, the schedule and certain circumstances that we had, we have to adapt to that. We still competed really well, but we didn't have the results consistently that we wanted. We're in a good run. We have good momentum again now, and we have a big, beautiful match tomorrow night.
Just a couple of questions about Jorginho, who's given an interview saying that Bukayo Saka, if he carries on the way he is with a tweak here and there, will be a Ballon d'Or competitor and potential winner one day.
Well, they train with him every day. They're in the dressing room with them. So for a player, for a teammate to have these kind of words, it's always really positive. That shows you how much they believe in him and the potential that they see in him.
Do you know what they call him? A new nickname they've got for him around the training ground, which Jorginho revealed?
To be?
Pasudo. Apparently that's Portuguese-Brazilian for big feet.
Ah, okay. I heard that a few times, but
I think they're being ironic.
He's got a few, so yeah.
I think they're being ironic though about his touch, right? Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you.
We'll go to Niv from Premier League.
Hi. In the last week, 13 goals in all competitions in three games, home and away. You've been outstanding, and you got this result despite again missing key players. What do you think led to those performances and the results?
Well, that everybody feels important, and we've been in this situation almost from the start of the season, and we always talk about the squad, the importance of everybody feeling important, and the quality that we have within that, and we're going to have to continue to adapt to that, because with the schedule that we have every 3 days, games till March, is going to happen. So very pleased that the team reacts, the team plays in the way that it's been playing, and to win the games that we have done in a really convincing way is always very positive.
I must ask you about Martin Odegaard. Can you recall working with a player like him at City as well back in the days, that was out for nearly a couple of months and came back and looked so sharp?
I don't know, I would have to think about it, but honestly, it doesn't surprise me, because the way he looks after himself, the way he was talking, the way he trained, the way he looked a week or two before he already joined the team, it was really sharp. And then obviously the team has a huge confidence and trust on him, so that has a big impact as well on how much they rely on him.
Ruben Amorim, he recently joined Man United in his late 30s. 5 years ago, you joined Arsenal in your late 30s. I'm not going to ask you what's the best advice you can give Ruben, but from your own perspective, what have you learned as a young manager in this league throughout this journey?
How unpredictable this job is, because I jump into a new job in the middle of the season in very special circumstances, socially, especially at the football club. And then we go hit by COVID. So you can plan whatever you want, but at the end, football takes you in a direction that you can never imagine, and you have to deal with things to that. So take it as it comes, face it, and go for it.
Josh?
Tomorrow will be the 500th game at Emirates Stadium for the men's team. You played in 75 of those, you've managed 120 so far. What have been your personal highlights? Well,
the first one, my debut probably against Swansea, and just realizing how beautiful it is to play for this football club in such a beautiful stadium. And then as well a little bit the transformation in atmosphere and how incredible we all feel about playing at home in front of our crowd and the energy that they provide, which is something that I think is exceptional.
How different do you think it is from when you were playing to now?
It feels different probably because as well you are not on the pitch, you are on the sideline, and it's different, but everybody talks about it, you know. We haven't experienced an atmosphere like this at home, and it makes a huge difference, and tomorrow is exactly what we need, that hyper energy, everybody on it, playing every single ball with us, and the team is going to respond to that.
Simon?
Okay, can I just ask you on Bukayo? I think it's only Salah who's been involved in more Premier League goals this season. Have you noticed a shift in his output in terms of goals and assists, and what do you think that's down to this season?
Yeah, in terms of the numbers, yes, but we always see a shift on Bukayo every single year. He's providing something else. He's adding things to his game. He's more and more consistent, and as you mentioned now, obviously his number in terms of impact in goals and assists is incredible at this stage of the season. He can only improve, he can only get better. He's got the right players around him as well to continue to do so, and especially because he wants more.
He spoke about when he grew up, he idolised Cristiano Ronaldo. Do you think those sort of numbers that Ronaldo produced, obviously quite remarkable, you know, Bukayo should look to try and reach those sort of levels?
To look is always good, you know, and probably the way Cristiano started his career and when he joined Manchester United, nobody probably expected in the first few seasons to be able to do that. But again, it was about his mentality, his work ethic, how he developed his skill, his chemistry with his team. And yeah, to play in a team that has the capacity as well to be dominant is very, very important. So I think B has got that context and is aiming for that. I think it's a positive thing.
James, Athletic?
Hi, Mikel.
Hi.
I just want to ask you about Jorginho, because in the first part of the season, it felt like he didn't have that many opportunities in the Premier League anyway. But he's come in the last few games, played against Forest and West Ham, made a really important contribution. How impressed have you been with his ability to step in and make a difference immediately?
That's his quality. I think I always mention that his biggest quality is the capacity that he has to make the others better. And last season it was the same. At the start there are less games, you don't play that many midweeks, and he had less time to play. I always told him, be ready, because it's going to come the time that we need it, and it's not going to be any... In 1 week you're going to play. It's going to be you have to play now or you're going to play tomorrow. And the way he prepares his top, so when he needs to play, he's always ready.
And he spoke this week about doing his coaching badges here at Arsenal. When you see him on the touchline, sometimes it feels like you've got an additional member of staff. Is that his role with the group?
That was my feeling when he was already at Napoli. And the first time I scouted him to say, there's a coach here for sure. And yeah, he's got that will. He's been doing the courses now for a period of time with all the players as well. And I'm sure he will prepare and he will be very good.
James, ESPN?
Hi, Kelly. Just you mentioned earlier about the transformation of the atmosphere in the Emirates. You said back in January, though, that you felt you could make it even more hostile. Do you feel you've done that in the course of this year?
Yeah, in certain moments, yeah. But there is still a lot of things that we can do, and we can still improve. And we can do it we as a team as well, you know, to promote that and how we connect with them. It's a lot of things, and we're always discussing about that. Because it's changing, criteria is changing, the age of certain attendance at the Emirates is changing, and we have to continuously evolve to that to get the best possible atmosphere and experience for our supporters.
Give us an idea of a couple of things that you could do.
Kate is there; she can help you on that one.
It's your press today.
Yeah, no. But it's not really my job to talk about these things. I can do a lot of things, but I need a great team behind me to do that.
Well, yeah, because I only mention it because the owners have said that there's some conversations about potentially expanding the stadium. Is that presumably something you'd like to see more fans in the stadium?
Well, I don't know. Obviously, that's a club vision and a strategy, and the moment that we are ready to do anything like that, I'm sure that the club will announce it.
Kai?
Hi.
Scored another goal from a set piece at the weekend. It feels like we always ask you about Mikel Arteta every single week. So is he on goal? We've all made that joke at some point in this room individually. Just wanted to know, what's he like as a guy, though? Because we never really hear from him. We hear from you all the time. We never hear from him. He seems very lively on the touchline. I'm wondering, is he like that on the training ground? Is he a bit more reserved, or what's he like?
Yeah, very special person. Obviously, someone very, very close to me. I go to work with him at City. When I thought that there was a big room for improvement in that department, and I contacted him and I suggested to Pep to come and help us. And since then, obviously, we've been extremely close. We share a very clear vision how we want to put everything together. It's just not about open play or set pieces, how everything is connected, aligned, and can work efficiently in our team. And there is a lot of many other people that puts a big effort and thoughts and hours into that. But for sure, he's someone that is very, very important for the team.
And you say it's all connected. Back sort of when you were playing, it seemed to be that sort of 15 minutes at the end of every training session was set pieces, and lots of players got quite bored and they didn't like it. I wonder, is that how you do it? Do you mix it up?
I don't believe in that.
How do you do it, and how do you believe it?
It's all connected, so you have to train it all connected. It's not sequences of play that are very far apart, and we work in a way that is actually very close to the game.
And just to that empower the players so that when they're on the pitch in real game situations, they can then make their own decisions. They can say, look, at West Ham are defending in this way, we can employ this tactic, or...
Yeah, well, it's the defensive part as well, and why you have to defend set pieces, and when you have to defend a set pieces, sometimes it's too late. What actually happened before that, to be yourself in that position, or how can you be in the other way, in a better position to do that? So that's always something that we are discussing.
Okay, finally in the live section, we'll go to Phil from PA.
Hi.
United are 15 points off the top, but only 6 points behind you guys in second place. Do you think that somehow that they'd be able to, put themselves in a title mix, or is top four should be their ambition this year?
Sorry?
United, do you think that they can somehow
you
get to the
took...
title mix, or do you think top four should be their ambition?
I don't know. We're still very early in the season. I mean, any team that is got the capacity to put 5-6 wins in a row is going to be up there, because it's so tough, and you see every week how all the teams are struggling to maintain winning. So I think anything is possible.
In terms of City, obviously they lost again on Sunday. Is this the most vulnerable you've seen since you've been in charge here?
Again, if there is a team that has the capacity to turn this around and start to win, don't rule them out, because you know how much quality and the coach that they have.
Okay, that finishes the live section. We'll now go to 10:30 tonight.
Yeah, don't rule Manchester City out of the title race. Arsenal, of course, 9 points behind league leaders Liverpool as well. They take on Manchester United tomorrow at the Emirates.